Meteorologist Joe Bastardi with your Blank Industries weekly weather update. Party's over. You saw what happened in Nebraska last week. Well, now here we go. So hopefully everybody has gotten their nutrition into them and is ready to do combat with winter weather because it's going to be a late spring this year, and what's coming up this week and next week, they're going to be challenges. Okay, so that hey, this is what we live for, right? First of all, the snowstorm in the Northeast early in the day on Monday, mainly over the interior areas, takes off to the Northeast. Meanwhile, back at the Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo, have you ever been out to west of Amarillo? They have a Cadillac Ranch out there. Um, we see this new storm developing in the southern plains. Now, this is not going up into the northern plains. This is scooting along through, it's like a Route 66 storm, okay? So you can see the following day, you see where the snow is, maybe south of Route 66 a little bit, but quite a snowstorm for Oklahoma, where the wind comes roaring down the plains through Arkansas and then on into the Ohio River Valley. And meanwhile, when we look on the eastern map, by that time the finger is pointed right at Pennsylvania and continues northeastward into parts of the northeast quarter with a lesser amount. And then it really starts cranking up the St. Lawrence Valley. But that's a big storm. I mean, when you're dumping snow from Amarillo to, let me see, Amherst, Massachusetts, that's quite a system. All right, so then it leaves. So by Friday morning, we look like this. But meanwhile, I was going to say back at the ranch in Minnesota, but I already use that in Texas. We've got this other system cutting down from the northern plains, and you see it in the Great Lakes. And then the weather starts tilting a little bit so that the snow is a little bit further north. And meanwhile, colder and colder air is pouring into the pattern. And you see that by Monday morning, that's taken off to the northeast. Still, this is a big week coming up. You can see the temperatures are cooling compared to what they were, right? And look what's going on week two. And we could have one of these real severe Arctic outbreaks, threat level midnight Michael Scott systems. That's what I call that winter storm around Christmas time. It's threat level midnight winter storm Michael Scott. Okay, but in any case, I don't know. Maybe you don't think that's funny. I do. I like The Office. Um, but when you see that kind of cold and the resistance in the South like that, there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Now remember, you say, well, that doesn't look like much. This is an ensemble, so an ensemble washes things out a little bit. All right. There's your 15-day totals. All right. There's a hole in the snow in Kansas. You can see that right there. But I don't know if they'll be happy about it or not. But if if it's selling salt that you're into, got a lot of it coming the next couple of weeks. All right. And like I said before, I think we had what a classic winter. We started cold mid-November into December, big January thaw, and then winter comes back. I mean, it's like the old days. All right. Well, that's it for now. You enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.